I didn't touch her on purpose. That truth would matter later, much later, after the shouting stopped, after weapons were drawn, after an entire alien delegation nearly walked out of first contact with humanity. But in that moment, standing inside a grav-distorted corridor aboard an alien flagship, all I could think was this: I am absolutely dead. The corridor tilted sideways as the ship adjusted orbit around the gas giant Kepri 9. Gravity hiccuped, just a fraction of a second, and my boots lost contact with the deck. I flailed, instinctively grabbing for the nearest solid thing. Unfortunately, the nearest solid thing was Her Excellency Threxia Valcor, High Envoy of the Varelian Sovereignty. My hand closed on something soft, armored, and very much not a handhold. There was a heartbeat of silence. Then she screamed, "How dare you touch my ass, human?" Her voice echoed down the corridor like a plasma detonation. Every Varelian escort froze. 6 of them, tall, iridescent-skinned, with crested heads and ceremonial shock spears, snapped their weapons toward me in perfect unison. I hit the deck hard as gravity reasserted itself, palms raised, heart trying to escape my chest. It was an accident, I shouted. Gravity shift. I slipped. Threxia spun on me, mandible plates flaring, bioluminescent markings along her hips pulsing a furious crimson. In Varelian culture, color meant everything, and red like that meant grave insult. "You dare claim accident?" she hissed. "You presume my form is a railing? A handle?" Envoy. Captain Morales cut in sharply, stepping between us. "Human gravity tolerance differs from Varelian norms. This ship's compensation field is tuned for your physiology, not ours." Threxia's eyes, 3 of them, vertically aligned, narrowed. "You bring clumsy animals aboard a diplomatic vessel," she said coldly, "and expect patience." I swallowed. This was supposed to be a routine escort mission. I was security detail, nothing more. Stand still, look intimidating, don't start wars. So much for that. Beginning. The weight of first contact. Humanity had waited a long time to meet the Varelians. They were old, older than any civilization we knew. Their ships curved like living organisms, their technology grown rather than built. They controlled 7 star systems and 3 trade nexuses. If Earth wanted a seat at the interstellar table, the Varelians were the gatekeepers. That's why Captain Morales was sweating through her uniform. That's why Threxia Valcor mattered. And that's why my stupid reflex almost destroyed everything. The talks were already tense. The Varelians saw humans as loud, fast-breeding, emotionally erratic. Useful as labor or soldiers, perhaps, but dangerous as equals. And now their High Envoy had just accused a human of deliberate physical insult. In Varelian society, unwanted touch, especially of the posterior plating, wasn't just rude. It was a challenge, a dominance claim, a provocation. Threxia stepped closer, towering over me. "Among my people," she said, voice low and lethal, "this act would justify immediate retaliation." Every escort's weapon hummed to life. Captain Morales didn't blink. "Then I formally request a cultural arbitration," she said, "as allowed under the Concord of Emerging Species." Threxia paused. The Concord was sacred. Breaking it would mark the Varelians as tyrants. Upholding it, however, meant discussion. Her markings dimmed slightly.
"Very well," she said.
"The human will explain himself." Fully. All eyes turned to me. I took a breath. "I slipped," I said. "I grabbed the nearest stable mass. I did not know, did not intend, to touch you there." Threxia studied me, searching for deception. I met her gaze and didn't look away. Finally, she straightened. Then you will submit to Varelian inquiry, she declared. If your intent is found dishonorable, your species will answer for it. Just like that, my mistake became humanity's problem. Middle. What humans don't back away from. The inquiry chamber was circular, walls alive with slow-moving light. Gravity was heavier here, deliberately so. A test. I stood alone in the center. Threxia observed from an elevated dais, flanked by cultural arbiters and military witnesses. Captain Morales wasn't allowed inside. This wasn't about politics anymore. This was about judgment. Human, Threxia began, you will recount the incident. Slowly. I did. Every detail. The gravity fluctuation. The loss of balance. The instinctive grab. And if, she said, you had not touched me, what would have happened? I would have hit the deck, I answered honestly. Possibly broken an arm. A murmur rippled through the chamber. You risked injury, she said, to avoid falling? Yes. Her eyes flicked to the arbiters. Why? I hesitated. Because in my culture, protecting others comes before protecting pride. Silence. She leaned forward. Even if the other is insulted by your act? I swallowed. Even then. Threxia's marking shifted. Not red this time, but a strange violet. Confusion.
Curiosity.
You claim no desire, she said. No challenge, no assertion of dominance. I swear it. She studied me for a long time. Then she did something no one expected. She dismissed the guards. Gasps echoed as weapons powered down. Tell me something human, she said quietly. If one of my kind had grabbed you so in your culture, what would it mean? I thought about it. It would mean a misunderstanding, I said. And an apology. Her mandibles clicked softly. Your species, she said, is unusual. The inquiry didn't end that day. Instead, it turned into something else. Conversation. Questions about human reflexes. About gravity tolerance. About why humans reacted to danger by acting, not pausing. Days passed. The incident became legend aboard the ship. The human who touched the Envoy and lived. And Threxia Valcor? She kept asking for me. Ending. The scream that turned into laughter. The final session took place overlooking Kepri 9, its storms glowing gold and blue beneath the viewport. Threxia stood beside me, not towering this time, but level. You have been cleared of dishonor, she announced formally. Your intent was pure. Relief hit me so hard my knees nearly buckled. But, she added, turning slightly, this incident revealed something more important. The Varelian Council watched in silence. Humans act before they calculate, she said. They protect before they negotiate. They accept pain to prevent greater harm. Her markings glowed a warm, steady green. These traits make them dangerous, she continued, but also worthy. She faced the council fully. I recommend full diplomatic recognition of Earth. Not as servants, not as tools. Her gaze flicked to me, but as equals. The chamber erupted in stunned murmurs. Later, much later, I found myself walking beside her through the same corridor where it all began. This time, she said dryly, the gravity field is stable. I laughed, tension finally breaking. Good. I'd rather not start another incident. She paused, then did something unexpected. She laughed too. A sharp, musical sound. Human, she said, among my people, this story will be told for generations. I groaned. Please tell me it gets less embarrassing. Oh no, she replied. It gets better. She glanced back at me, eyes bright with amusement. The day the human grabbed destiny by the ass and didn't let go. And for the first time since leaving Earth, I realized something profound. Sometimes history doesn't change with a weapon. Sometimes it changes with a slip, a scream, and the courage to stand there afterward and tell the truth.